Well, hey folks, back to prospecting in New York State. Creek's right over here a little ways. Let's go over here and have a look. We've been here before. You might remember this area from previous videos. This area is a lot of exposed bedrock. No real cracks form here to capture any gold, but the gravels do have some gold in them. Beautiful area. The creek looks very, very low. Let's get our stuff and get down here and start working up some gold. Alright, beautiful day. Beautiful day. Alright, down on the creek. We're going to work someplace down on this stretch here. You might remember the other videos where I worked down through this edge here, and we got, I don't know, we're getting about 15 to 20 colors per sluice run, so it's not too awful bad considering it's New York State. We'll pick a spot right in here someplace and dig a hole. We can set the sluice up right over there. Now, usually the water's up high enough and we're setting the sluice right in this general area, but as the water's low it changes the flow, of course. But before we do that, I set my equipment down up here by this crack I want to work. Let's go have a look up here. All this bedrock right here is normally underwater. All this stuff we're walking on. But then I noticed this crack right here. See the stone stuck in there. I do have a crevice tool with me and my fingers, so let's dig that out, throw it in a pan, and see if we get any gold out of that thing. I have worked the material up in here before and never got any color out of it. Beautiful little spot though, isn't it? Just beautiful. Okay. Alright, we cleaned that crack out. It's not the best looking crack. You can see how water worn it is. We got in a pan. There was no clay in the bottom, and typically that's what you want to see in any crack that you work. You stand up here. Generally, a good crack will have clay in the bottom of it, and what that means and what that tells you is the crack isn't being continually washed out during every flood. The fine sediments can actually be trapped in there and they will remain in there, and it turns into clay eventually. Some cracks will have gold if there isn't clay in the bottom, but typically if I'm working a crack and there's no clay, I won't continue on with it. So anyway, we got about 1/3 of a pan there. Let's pan that out and see if we get any gold out of it. And no gold in that one. Very, very minimal amount of black sand. But we did get one little BB shot right there. No gold though. We'll move on. Now it is hard for me to remember exactly where I dug down in here before. I know I covered a bunch of this area right in here. Like I said, we were getting gold. I'm trying to pick a spot where I think maybe we haven't dug before. I didn't take a look at the old videos to see where I have dug and where I haven't. But I'm thinking right in this corner right here, we'll start back in here and try to get up in there a little bit. That gold gets pushed up against that bank, and when the water's high, it's forcing water back out as it slams against the bank. It kind of holds things out a little bit. We get gold right in here after the sharp corner up here. It's almost a 90-degree corner, so as a lot of you know, as the water comes down around that corner, the slack water falls into the inside, low pressure zone, and it drops any heavy material out. So we'll try it right in here. I don't have the sluice set up yet. That doesn't have to come until after we get a bucket, and we'll do that. But first thing is get our bucket set up here, get some water in it. You always want to classify your stuff wet unless it's very, very dry. If it's completely dry, it's not too bad unless you're in some clay material. But other than that, you want to You want to classify wet, so that's what we'll do. All right, let's start digging. Okay, we're not getting the proper flow here. We could do a whole bunch of work and build a dam. Let me show you what I mean by we're not getting proper flow. See all that stuff just hangs up there a little too long. It's almost okay. It's almost alright. Maybe we will stay here. I was thinking about moving down a little bit. But you can already see garnets in there. Hopefully you can see that. So garnets are heavier and there's some black sand. Might be in a good little spot right there. That's just the surface gravel, so maybe we'll do a little more work on our dam here and get a little more flow and stay right here. Alright, we'll try to make it work. Alright, I actually tried moving and the other spot wasn't nearly as good. I moved a rock and it changed all the flow, so we come back up here. Not getting quite enough flow. You can see the stones in the box, so to alleviate that, we're going to come up here in this fine stuff right here. Let me show you. See, there's some bigger rocks mixed in. Very easy digging. See that? This light stuff, what we can do is bring it down here to the face of our sluice box here, right in the head of it. And we'll just dump this right in front of it. And what that does is the water that's flowing underneath there. We try to force the stones down underneath and they'll get stuck and they'll fill all those little voids. And eventually we should be able to get enough flow. Little hole still left in there. Might have to throw some stuff down in there on the dam and get the water moving a little more. I'm gonna keep working at it though. Alright. Having fun, having fun. Oh, this butterfly here must have went in the deep end when he was told to stay in the shallow end. I saw him floating down the creek. I think he's still alive. We got him set up here on the stone. Maybe he'll dry out. Hopefully. Sure is a pretty little guy. Alright, we got it running a little better. You can see it's stripping off there pretty good now. Not too bad. I think we're going to run with that. You can see the cells dancing around, cleaning out. They're about half full, which is about what you want. So we finally got her. Had to build up my dam a little more and whatnot, but hey, it's all part of the fun, right? See some black sand and garnets in the mat. I'm not seeing any gold yet, but it's good looking material. So we'll keep on working and see what happens. Alright, having fun. Okay, second half bucket ready to run. But we're getting down into some clay. See it on that rock right there? Kind of clay in there, so that's a good sign, huh? Let's go push this through the box and see what's gold's in it. Second half bucket run. Not running too bad. What we're going to do though is take a little break. I'm not seeing any bigger gold in here, of course. New York State, you know. But we're going to let that clean out a little bit and then we'll come back and see if we see any fine gold. We'll take a little break. I am seeing a couple little pieces of lead in there. I don't see anything. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. Alright, let's put a couple more buckets through here. See what happens. It's running very good though. Running very good. Well, I just broke my shovel, so I guess this is going to be the last bucket. We'll just hand scoop some out of there. We might be able to get another bucket, but it'll be tougher work. Let's see how it goes. We'll get another bucket fill and run it through the box. Bummer, dude. Okay, we got, I don't know, a third of a bucket through there. I went up and grabbed the hand scoop to help dig that stuff out, but we're on the clay. So we're gonna run this. If we don't even see a speck, we're just gonna go someplace else. Alright, too bad that shovel broke, but you'll have that. Okay, we got a flake in the box. Let me show you. Not a bad flake for New York State, I tell you. See it right there? That's nowhere near a picker, but that's a good sized flake. Right off that clay. So we'll finish this bucket up. See if we get any more out of there. Alright, alright. Alright, got that third of a bucket run through. That flake kind of moved when I washed the bucket out. It's right there. I noticed a speck down in here. One up in there. And then another one in here I saw somewhere. So what do you think? Should we run another bucket or get out of here? What's that? Run another bucket? Okay, we'll do one more, at least one more. See what we get. Alright. We dug more off that clay. You can see it down in there, I hope. Got it around about a quarter of the bucket. It's hard digging down that stuff with just a scoop. And the problem is I only got so much of the bottom worked off. You can see that like a 1 foot squared a little more. So got to go through all that overburden to get down to that clay. And that's awful hard to do with just a scoop. So this is probably going to be our last one. Left with that little bit of concentrates right there. Those mats work very well for eliminating those concentrates and capturing the gold. I'll pull it back real quick and see what we got. I'll try to pull this back a little bit one-handed. Can you see the coarseness of that black sand there? Pretty coarse. See it garnet in there too. Good material. Alright, let's pull this back together here. Try to anyway. I see that bigger flake showing up. Another flake in there I just saw. I might have washed it right away. Alright, I can't do this one-handed, I suppose. Let me get two hands on it. I'll bring it back in a minute. Well, not too bad, I guess. Got a few flakes in there. That one bigger one and a little bit smaller one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 in there. Not too bad for a little bit of work. We did what? 3 buckets, probably 3 buckets total, 3 full buckets total. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, let's pack up. We'll get this gold cleaned up. We'll pack up and go find something else to do. After I left that little creek, I went and visited a brook and did some crevicing. I didn't find any gold. I extracted a whole bunch of lead out of the creek, though. That's always good. But anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Not sure what we'll do, but we'll do something. And as always, have fun.